My dear friend, welcome. I am truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this precious time with me today. Your presence here tells me something profound about your character. You are ready to confront the invisible chains that have held you back far too long. In the next hour, I will share with you the exact mental architecture that separates those who live in the shadow of their own potential from those who step boldly into the light of their true power. You will discover why self-doubt is not your enemy, but rather your greatest teacher, and how the most successful individuals throughout history have transformed their deepest uncertainties into unshakable confidence. Before we begin this transformative journey together, I ask that you take a moment to like this message and subscribe, for when we gather as students of complete success, we create a powerful force that lifts each member higher than they could ever climb alone. The great paradox of self-doubt. There exists a profound paradox in the human experience that I have observed across decades of studying both the titans of industry and the everyday heroes who have transformed their lives. This paradox is this: the very individuals who achieve the greatest success are often those who have battled the fiercest internal demons of self-doubt. I have studied the words of Tony Robbins, who teaches us that the quality of your life is the quality of your emotions. In reviewing his principles, I find remarkable alignment with what I discovered in my research, that our internal state determines our external results. Yet Robbins goes further, helping us understand that mastery over our emotional state is not about eliminating doubt, but about dancing with it skillfully. When Jim Rohn declared, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," he was addressing a fundamental truth about self-doubt that many miss. The voice of doubt in your head is rarely your own voice. It is the accumulated whispers of everyone who ever told you that you were not enough, that your dreams were too big, that you should be realistic and settle for less. But here is what I have discovered through my analysis of over 500 successful individuals, combined with the wisdom shared by modern thought leaders. Self-doubt is not a weakness to be ashamed of. It is raw material to be transformed. Every great achievement begins with someone who had every reason to doubt themselves but chose to act anyway. Henry Ford doubted whether the common man would accept his automobile. Thomas Edison questioned whether his light bulb could truly replace gas lamps. Andrew Carnegie wondered if a poor Scottish immigrant could build an empire in America. Yet each of these men learned to harness their doubt as fuel for relentless action. Factor 1. The anatomy of self-doubt. Understanding your inner architecture. To defeat an enemy, you must first understand its nature. Self-doubt is not a monolithic force. It is a complex system of interconnected beliefs, fears, and protective mechanisms that your mind has constructed over years of experience. In studying the teachings of Les Brown, who famously proclaimed, "You have something special. You have greatness within you," I have come to understand that self-doubt serves 3 primary functions in the human psyche: protection, preparation, and discernment. Protection. Your doubt protects you from the pain of potential failure. It whispers, "Don't try. You cannot fail." This protective mechanism served our ancestors well when physical survival was at stake, but in our modern world, it often protects us from the very experiences that would help us grow. Preparation. Doubt forces you to think through potential obstacles and challenges. When channeled properly, this becomes strategic thinking and contingency planning. The successful person learns to use doubt as a planning tool rather than a stopping mechanism. Discernment. Not every opportunity is worth pursuing, and not every goal is aligned with your true purpose. Healthy doubt helps you evaluate whether your pursuits are serving your highest good or merely feeding your ego. I have analyzed the principles shared by Myron Golden, who teaches that your income can only grow to the extent that you do. This wisdom illuminates a crucial truth about self-doubt. It often reflects an accurate assessment of your current capabilities, but it makes the fatal error of assuming those capabilities are fixed. The anatomy of self-doubt reveals 4 primary components that we must address systematically. Then on the inner critic. This is the voice that provides constant commentary on your inadequacies. It compares you to others, reminds you of past failures, and predicts future disasters. The inner critic is not trying to harm you. It is trying to keep you safe within your current comfort zone. Evidence collector, this mental function selectively gathers proof that supports your limiting beliefs while ignoring evidence to the contrary. If you believe you are not good enough, your mind will find 1,000 reasons why this is true and dismiss the 100 reasons why it is false. Then future projector. This component takes your current circumstances and projects them indefinitely into the future. It assumes that because you have struggled in the past, you will struggle forever. It cannot conceive of growth, learning, or transformation. And the comparison engine, this function constantly measures your progress, achievements, and worth against others, usually finding you lacking. It fails to account for different starting points, circumstances, or definitions of success. Understanding these components allows you to work with them rather than against them. When Alex Hormozi speaks of value creation, he touches upon the same fundamental truth that I discovered in my research on successful individuals. You cannot eliminate self-doubt, but you can redirect its energy toward productive ends. Chapter 2. The Mind. Rewiring your mental operating system. Your mind is the command center of your entire life experience. Every achievement, every relationship, every moment of joy or despair begins with a mental pattern. To break free from self-doubt permanently, we must undertake the systematic reprogramming of your mental operating system. I have studied the words of Grant Cardone, who insists that average is a failing formula. In reviewing his principles, I find that he has identified a crucial truth. Mediocrity is not a lack of ability. It is a lack of mental conditioning. The average person has conditioned their mind to accept limitations as permanent fixtures rather than temporary obstacles. The process of mental reconditioning requires what I call the 3 pillars of mental mastery. Pillar 1, conscious thought selection. Once your mind processes approximately 60,000 thoughts per day, yet most people exercise no conscious control over this mental chatter. The first pillar requires you to become the conscious selector of your thoughts, rather than their passive victim. Simon Sinek's insights on leadership purpose align perfectly with what I discovered in my research on successful individuals. Those who achieve greatness begin with a clear why that becomes their mental North Star. When self-doubt arises, they redirect their attention to their purpose rather than their fears. The practice is simple but not easy. Throughout each day, you must catch yourself in moments of doubt-based thinking and consciously redirect your mental energy towards solution-focused thought patterns. Instead of, I don't know if I can do this, you train yourself to think, what would I need to learn or do to accomplish this? Pillar 2. Evidence-based belief construction. Most people build their beliefs on a foundation of assumptions, inherited opinions, and emotional reactions. The second pillar requires you to become a scientist of your own potential, gathering evidence of your capabilities rather than your limitations. When Jeremy Miner teaches advanced sales techniques, he emphasizes the importance of building value through evidence rather than opinion. This same principle applies to building unshakable self-confidence. You must systematically collect evidence of your growth, progress, and capabilities. Keep a daily success journal where you record every victory, no matter how small. Document every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome, every person you help. Over time, this evidence becomes an irrefutable foundation for self-confidence that no amount of doubt can shake. And Pillar 3, future-focused mental rehearsal. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The third pillar harnesses this principle to pre-program your success at the mental level before you attempt it in the physical world. I have analyzed the approaches of modern thought leaders like Stephen Bartlett, who demonstrates how visualization and mental rehearsal can accelerate achievement. Each day, you must spend time mentally rehearsing yourself successfully handling the challenges that typically trigger your self-doubt. See yourself speaking confidently in meetings, handling rejection with grace, taking calculated risks with wisdom, and bouncing back from setbacks with resilience. The more vivid and detailed these mental rehearsals become, the more naturally your external behavior will align with your internal programming. The key to mental mastery is understanding that your current mental patterns were not installed overnight, and they will not be changed overnight. However, With consistent daily practice, you can completely rewire your mental operating system within 90 days. Chapter 3. The Body, Your Physical Foundation for Confidence. The connection between physical vitality and mental confidence is one of the most underestimated aspects of personal development. Your body is not merely a vessel for your mind. It is an integral part of your confidence-generating system. When your physical foundation is strong, your mental fortress becomes nearly impregnable. I have observed that every truly successful individual maintains some form of physical discipline. This is not vanity, it is strategic. Your physical state directly influences your mental state, and your mental state determines your willingness to take the risks necessary for great achievement. When Andy Elliott speaks about high-performance habits, he consistently emphasizes the role of physical conditioning in maintaining the mental toughness required for sales success. This principle extends far beyond sales. It applies to every area of life where you must overcome resistance and push through discomfort. The physical foundation for confidence rests on 4 cornerstone practices. In Cornerstone 1, energy management through nutrition. Your brain consumes approximately 20% of your daily caloric intake. When you fuel your body with processed foods, sugar, and empty calories, you are literally starving your confidence-generating mechanisms. The mental fog, energy crashes, and mood swings that result from poor nutrition create the perfect breeding ground for self-doubt. Modern research has confirmed what successful individuals have known intuitively. Certain foods enhance mental clarity and emotional stability, while others undermine both. The high performers I have studied consistently prioritize protein-rich breakfasts, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates while minimizing processed foods and sugar. This is not about perfection. It is about consistency. When you consistently fuel your body with high-quality nutrients, you provide your mind with the biochemical foundation it needs to maintain optimism, focus, and resilience in the face of challenges. Cornerstone 2. Stress resilience through movement. Don't emphasize. Physical exercise is not just about building muscle or losing weight. It is about building your capacity to handle stress without being overwhelmed by it. Every time you push through physical discomfort during exercise, you are literally training your nervous system to remain calm under pressure. The teachings of Tony Robbins emphasize that motion creates emotion. When you move your body with intention and intensity, you are changing your biochemistry in real time. The endorphins, dopamine, and other neurochemicals released during exercise create natural confidence and optimism that no amount of positive thinking alone can generate. The specific type of exercise matters less than the consistency. Whether you choose weightlifting, running, yoga, or martial arts, the key is engaging in physical activity that challenges you to push beyond your comfort zone on a regular basis. Cornerstone 3. Recovery and restoration. High performers understand that recovery is not the absence of activity. It is a strategic practice that enhances performance. Your body and mind need adequate sleep, relaxation, and restoration to function at their highest levels. I have studied the sleep habits of successful individuals and found a consistent pattern. They prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night, not as a luxury, but as a non-negotiable requirement for peak performance. During sleep, your brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, and clears metabolic waste that accumulates during waking hours. When you are sleep-deprived, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes hyperactive, while your prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thinking, becomes impaired. This creates the perfect storm for anxiety, doubt, and poor decision-making. Cornerstone 4. Posture and presence. Your physical posture directly influences your mental state through what researchers call embodied cognition. When you stand tall, make eye contact, and occupy space confidently, you are sending signals to your brain that you are powerful and capable. Amy Cuddy's research on power posing has shown that simply holding confident postures for 2 minutes can increase testosterone levels and decrease cortisol levels, creating measurable changes in confidence and stress resilience. The practice is simple. Several times throughout each day, consciously adjust your posture to reflect confidence, even if you don't feel confident internally. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin, and breathe deeply. Over time, this external posture will help create internal confidence. Your body is your confidence laboratory. Every day, through your choices about nutrition, movement, sleep, and posture, you are either building confidence or undermining it. The individuals who achieve lasting success understand that physical vitality is not separate from mental clarity. It is the foundation upon which all other achievements are built. Chapter 4: The Soul. Aligning with your authentic purpose. Deep, persistent self-doubt often stems from a fundamental misalignment between your daily actions and your authentic purpose. When you are living someone else's definition of success, pursuing goals that don't resonate with your core values, or trying to be someone you are not, doubt becomes your soul's way of signaling that you are off course. I have analyzed the life patterns of individuals who have achieved both material success and deep fulfillment, and I have discovered a profound truth. Those who align their lives with their authentic purpose experience a natural confidence that external circumstances cannot shake. When Joe Rogan speaks about following your passion and doing what you love, he touches upon a principle that transcends simple career advice. He has identified the truth that when you are aligned with your authentic purpose, work becomes play, obstacles become puzzles to solve, and setbacks become learning opportunities rather than evidence of your inadequacy. The process of soul alignment requires what I call the 4 dimensions of authentic living. And Dimension 1, values clarification. Most people inherit their values from their family, culture, or peer group without ever questioning whether these values truly reflect their authentic selves. The first dimension requires you to identify your core values through direct experience rather than intellectual analysis. Pay attention to the moments when you feel most alive, energized, and authentic. What values are you honoring in these moments? Similarly, notice when you feel drained, conflicted, or inauthentic. What values are you violating? Your authentic values are not what you think you should value. They are what you actually value when you are being completely honest with yourself. This distinction is crucial because pursuing goals that align with inherited values rather than authentic values will inevitably create internal conflict and self-doubt. Dimension 2, purpose discovery. Your purpose is not something you find, it is something you uncover by removing the layers of conditioning that have obscured it. Most people try to discover their purpose through thinking, but purpose is revealed through feeling and experiencing. The wisdom shared by Simon Sinek about starting with why provides a framework for purpose discovery, but it must be combined with what I have learned from. Studying successful individuals, your purpose often lies at the intersection of your natural talents, your deepest values, and the world's greatest needs. Ask yourself, what activities make you lose track of time? What problems do you feel compelled to solve? What injustices make you angry? What possibilities make you excited? The answers to these questions will point you toward your authentic purpose. Dimension 3, integrity, alignment, integrity, is not about moral perfection. It is about alignment between your beliefs, words, and actions. When these 3 elements are in harmony, you experience natural confidence because you are not wasting energy maintaining false personas or justifying contradictory behaviors. Self-doubt often intensifies when there is a gap between who you are and who you pretend to be. The more energy you spend managing your image, the less energy you have available for creating value and achieving your goals. The practice of integrity alignment requires brutal honesty about the areas where your actions do not match your stated values or beliefs. This is not about judgment. It is about recognizing where your energy is being dissipated and redirecting it toward authentic expression. Dimension 4, service orientation. The highest form of confidence comes not from self-focus, but from service to something greater than yourself. When you are genuinely focused on how you can serve others, solve problems, or contribute to positive change, self-doubt naturally diminishes because your attention is directed outward rather than inward. I have studied the approaches of modern thought leaders like Grant Cardone, who emphasizes that true wealth comes from solving problems for others at scale. This principle extends beyond business. It applies to every area of life where you seek to make a meaningful contribution. The paradox of service is that the more you focus on what you can give rather than what you can get, the more you ultimately receive. This is not just spiritual philosophy, it is practical psychology. When you are focused on service, you naturally develop the skills, relationships, and opportunities that lead to both material success and deep fulfillment. Soul alignment is not a destination. It is an ongoing practice of checking in with your authentic self and making adjustments when you notice you have drifted off course. The individuals who maintain unshakable confidence throughout their lives are those who have learned to use their internal compass to navigate toward their authentic purpose, regardless of external pressures or temporary setbacks. Chapter 5, Relationships, Building Your Confidence Support Network. The relationships in your life either amplify your confidence or undermine it. There is no neutral ground. Every conversation, every interaction, every person you spend time with is either adding to your reservoir of self-belief or draining it away. The successful individuals I have studied understand this principle and are ruthlessly selective about their relationship choices. I have analyzed the comprehensive system developed by Jeffrey Satyawan, who has created what may be the most complete framework for relationship mastery in the modern era. His philosophy that successful relationships require being 100% all in as a life obsession reflects a profound truth about human connection. Mediocre relationships produce mediocre confidence, while extraordinary relationships produce extraordinary confidence. Jeffrey's insight that you must stop talking to losers is not about arrogance. It is about energy management. When you consistently interact with people who complain, make excuses, or focus on limitations, you are programming your subconscious mind to adopt these same patterns. Conversely, when you surround yourself with individuals who are growing, achieving, and thinking positively, you naturally begin to embody these qualities yourself. The foundation of confidence through relationships rests on what I call the 5 circles of influence. Embed Circle 1, your inner circle. 1 to 3 people. These are the individuals who have the most direct influence on your daily thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. They may include your spouse, your closest friend, or a mentor who plays a central role in your life. The people in your inner circle should be individuals who believe in your potential even when you doubt yourself, who challenge you to grow rather than enabling your limitations, and who celebrate your successes without jealousy or resentment. If the people in your inner circle are constantly negative, critical, or pessimistic, it is virtually impossible to maintain lasting confidence. This is why Jeffrey Satyawan's 5 pillars of thriving relationships are so crucial. When your most important relationships are built on emotional safety, psychological safety, mutual admiration, goal alignment, and genuine passion, they become sources of strength rather than drains on your energy. Which Circle 2? Your growth partners, 5 to 10 people. These are individuals who are committed to personal development and mutual support. They may include business partners, accountability partners, mastermind group members, or friends who share your commitment to excellence. The key characteristic of growth partners is that they are actively working to improve themselves and are willing to support your growth as well. Regular interaction with growth partners provides you with perspective, encouragement, and practical strategies for overcoming challenges. When you are struggling with self-doubt, these individuals can remind you of your past successes, help you develop solutions to current problems, and provide the emotional support necessary to keep moving forward. Circle 3. Your mentors and models, 3 to 5 people. These are individuals who have achieved what you want to achieve and who can provide guidance, wisdom, and inspiration. They may be formal mentors who work with you directly, or they may be people you study from afar through their books, courses, or public content. The teachings of Jim Rohn emphasize that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But this principle extends beyond direct contact. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, and the videos you watch are all forms of spending time with mentors and models. Choose these influences as carefully as you would choose your closest friends. Then Circle 4, your service recipients, variable. These are the people you serve through your work, volunteer activities, or personal relationships. Confidence often grows through the act of serving others because it shifts your focus from your own limitations to the value you can provide. When you consistently help others solve problems, achieve goals, or overcome challenges, you develop a natural confidence in your abilities. You also receive feedback about your impact, which provides evidence of your worth and capabilities. And Circle 5, your broader network, 20 to 100 plus people. This includes colleagues, acquaintances, social media connections, and others who form your extended network. While these relationships may not be as intimate as your inner circles, they still influence your self-perception and opportunities. Maintain a policy of positivity and value creation in all your network interactions. Share encouraging content, offer help when appropriate, and contribute to conversations in ways that elevate rather than diminish the collective energy. And relationship audit process. At least once per year, conduct a comprehensive audit of all your relationships. Using Jeffrey Sethi-Wan's framework, ask yourself, which relationships consistently drain my energy or undermine my confidence? Which relationships inspire me to be my best self? Where do I need to establish better boundaries or have difficult conversations? What new relationships do I need to cultivate to support my growth? Remember Jeffrey's teaching about 100% responsibility and avoiding the victim mindset. If your relationships are not supporting your confidence and growth, you have the power and responsibility to make changes. This might mean having honest conversations, setting firmer boundaries, or in some cases, ending relationships that are fundamentally toxic. The goal is not to surround yourself with people who never challenge you or always agree with you. The goal is to build a network of relationships that support your authentic growth while maintaining the honesty and accountability necessary for genuine development. Chapter 6, Wealth, Financial Confidence as Life Confidence. Financial insecurity is one of the most persistent sources of self-doubt in modern life. When you are constantly worried about money, it becomes nearly impossible to maintain confidence in other areas because financial stress affects every aspect of your existence. Conversely, when you have developed financial intelligence and security, you possess a foundation of confidence that supports all your other endeavors. I have studied the wealth-building principles shared by modern thought leaders like Kevin O'Leary, who emphasizes that money is a tool, not a goal. In reviewing his approach, I find remarkable alignment with what I discovered in my research on successful individuals, those who achieve lasting financial success. Understand that wealth is not about accumulation. It is about freedom, security, and the ability to serve others at a higher level. The relationship between financial confidence and overall life confidence operates through what I call the 5 pillars of financial empowerment. Pillar 1, financial education and intelligence. Both in most people's financial insecurity stems not from lack of income, but from lack of financial education. When you don't understand how money works, how to earn it, save it, invest it, and protect it, you remain dependent on others for your financial security, which inevitably creates anxiety and doubt. Graham Stephan's insights on personal finance and wealth building demonstrate the power of financial education in creating confidence. When you understand compound interest, cash flow, tax strategies, and investment principles, you develop the ability to make informed decisions rather than hoping for the best. The foundation of financial intelligence includes understanding how to create multiple income streams, the difference between assets and liabilities, basic investment, principles in risk management, tax optimization strategies, insurance, and asset protection. This knowledge doesn't need to be complex or overwhelming. Start with the basics and build your understanding over time. The confidence that comes from financial knowledge is worth far more than any specific amount of money in the bank. Pillar 2, value creation and income generation. True financial confidence comes not from having money, but from knowing you can create value and generate income whenever necessary. This requires developing what I call value creation thinking, the ability to identify problems, needs, or desires in the marketplace and create solutions that people are willing to pay for. Alex Hormozi's teachings about value creation align perfectly with this principle. He demonstrates that massive wealth comes from solving problems for large numbers of people, not from trying to extract maximum profit from minimal value. This mindset shift, from how can I get money to how can I create value, transforms your relationship with wealth and naturally builds confidence. Whether you are an employee, entrepreneur, or investor, focus on developing skills and creating solutions that provide genuine value to others. This approach not only generates income, but also creates the kind of purpose-driven confidence that sustains you through challenging times. Pillar 3, financial discipline and systems. Confidence requires consistency, and financial confidence requires consistent financial habits. This means living below your means, saving and investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, and making financial decisions based on long-term strategy rather than short-term emotions. Andre Jik's approach to financial discipline provides practical frameworks for building these habits. The key is creating systems that automate good financial decisions so you don't have to rely on willpower or motivation. Develop systems for automatic savings and investment, regular financial review and planning, expense tracking and budget management, emergency fund maintenance, debt reduction and elimination. These systems should be simple enough to maintain consistently but comprehensive enough to provide real financial progress over time. Pillar 4, risk management and protection. And true financial confidence requires protecting what you have built while continuing to grow your wealth. This includes appropriate insurance coverage, legal asset protection, and diversification strategies that protect you from catastrophic losses. Cody Sanchez's insights about business acquisition and wealth protection demonstrate the importance of thinking strategically about risk. The goal is not to avoid all risk, it is to take calculated risks while protecting your downside. Consider protection strategies such as adequate insurance coverage, health, disability, life, property, emergency funds that cover 6 to 12 months of expenses, diversified investment portfolios, legal structures that protect personal assets, multiple income streams that reduce dependence on any single source. Number 5, legacy and impact thinking. The highest level of financial confidence comes from knowing that your wealth serves a purpose beyond your own consumption. When you view money as a tool for creating positive impact, supporting loved ones, and leaving a meaningful legacy, you develop a relationship with wealth that transcends anxiety and scarcity. Mark Cuban's approach to wealth demonstrates this principle. He has built massive financial success while maintaining focus on creating value, supporting entrepreneurs, and using his resources to make a positive impact. This purpose-driven approach to wealth creates sustainable confidence because it is based on contribution rather than consumption. Financial confidence is not about reaching a specific number in your bank account. It is about developing the knowledge, skills, systems, and mindset that allow you to create and manage wealth throughout your lifetime. When you possess these capabilities, you naturally develop the kind of deep confidence that no external circumstance can shake. Chapter 7, the integration process, putting it all together. Understanding the principles of confidence building is only the beginning. The real transformation occurs when you systematically integrate these principles into a coherent lifestyle that supports unshakable self-belief across all dimensions of your life. This integration process requires what I call the architecture of implementation, a structured approach to building new habits, mindsets, and systems that compound over time. I have observed that most people fail to overcome self-doubt, not because they lack knowledge, but because they try to change everything at once, or they focus on isolated improvements rather than systematic integration. The individuals who achieve lasting transformation understand that confidence is built through the accumulation of small, consistent actions that align with their values and support their growth. The integration process follows what I call the 90-day transformation protocol. Phase 1, foundation building, days 130. The first phase focuses on establishing the fundamental habits and mindsets that will support all other changes. During this phase, you implement one key practice in each of the 5 dimensions of holistic success. Mind. Establish a daily mental conditioning routine that includes 10 minutes of positive visualization, thought observation, and mental rehearsal. This might involve meditation, journaling, or structured thinking time. Body. Implement a consistent exercise routine and improve your sleep hygiene. This doesn't need to be complex. Even 20 minutes of daily movement and a regular sleep schedule will create measurable improvements in your confidence and energy. Begin a daily practice of connecting with your authentic purpose and values. This might involve journaling about your deepest desires, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that align with your core values. Relationships. Conduct a relationship audit and begin making adjustments to spend more time with positive, growth-oriented people while reducing time with those who drain your energy or undermine your confidence. Wealth. Start tracking your finances and implement one simple wealth-building habit, such as automatic savings or daily financial education through books or podcasts. The key during this phase is consistency rather than perfection. Focus on showing up every day rather than achieving perfect execution. Phase 2, momentum building, days 31 to 60. The second phase builds on the foundation established in Phase 1 by adding more sophisticated practices and beginning to integrate the 5 dimensions more consciously. Per mind, expand your mental conditioning to include more advanced techniques such as affirmations based on evidence, mental rehearsal of specific challenging situations, and regular study of success principles. Body, optimize your nutrition and add stress management techniques such as breathing exercises or progressive muscle relaxation. Begin paying attention to how your physical state affects your mental confidence throughout the day. And soul, deepen your connection with your purpose by beginning to align your daily actions with your long-term vision. This might involve making career changes, starting a side project, or volunteering for causes you care about. Touch relationships. Begin actively cultivating new relationships that support your growth while improving the quality of your existing relationships through better communication and boundary setting. Tante wealth. Expand your financial education and begin implementing more sophisticated wealth-building strategies such as investing, skill development, or value creation projects. During this phase, you should begin to notice how improvements in one area naturally support improvements in others. For example, better physical health supports mental clarity, which improves your relationships and decision-making abilities. For Phase 3, integration and expansion, days 61 to 90, the third phase focuses on full integration of all 5 dimensions into a coherent lifestyle that naturally generates and maintains confidence. For mind, develop advanced mental mastery techniques such as reframing challenging situations, using failure as feedback, and maintaining optimism during difficult periods. Body, fine-tune your physical practices to support peak performance and begin using your body as a tool for emotional regulation and confidence generation. Soul, begin living in full alignment with your authentic purpose, making decisions based on your values rather than external expectations or pressures. Relationships, cultivate a network of relationships that consistently support your growth while contributing meaningfully to others' success and happiness. 10 wealth. Implement comprehensive wealth-building strategies that align with your purpose and values while providing the financial security necessary for long-term confidence. Daily Confidence Protocol. By the end of the 90-day period, you should have established what I call the Daily Confidence Protocol, a set of practices that automatically generate and maintain self-belief. Morning foundation. 15 to 30 minutes, physical movement or exercise, mental conditioning through visualization or affirmations, purpose connection, through journaling or reflection, review of daily priorities and goals, midday reset 5 to 10 minutes, posture, and breathing check, mental state assessment and adjustment if needed, gratitude practice or success acknowledgement, relationship connection, text, call, or interaction, evening integration 10 to 20 minutes, review of daily wins, and lessons learned, financial check-in and wealth-building action, preparation for next day's success, relaxation and recovery practices, instant compound effect of integration. The power of this integrated approach lies in the compound effect. When you improve your physical health, you have more energy for mental conditioning. When you clarify your purpose, you make better financial decisions. When you build stronger relationships, you receive more support for your goals. Each dimension supports and amplifies the others, creating exponential rather than linear growth in confidence. This is why isolated self-help approaches often fail. You cannot build lasting confidence by focusing only on positive thinking while neglecting your physical health, relationships, or financial security. True confidence emerges from the integration of all aspects of your life into a coherent whole that supports your authentic expression and highest potential. Chapter 8. Advanced Confidence Strategies. The Master's Secrets. After establishing the foundation of integrated confidence building, there are advanced strategies that separate those who achieve temporary confidence from those who develop unshakable self-belief that persists through any challenge or setback. I have studied the most successful individuals across multiple generations, and I have identified patterns of thinking and behavior that transcend industry, era, and circumstance. These advanced strategies represent the master's secrets, the sophisticated mental and emotional technologies that create confidence so deep and resilient that external circumstances become irrelevant. Strategy 1. The failure reframe matrix. Most people's confidence is fragile because they have not learned to properly process failure and setbacks. The masters have developed what I call the failure reframe matrix, a systematic approach to transforming every apparent failure into fuel for greater success. Dan Peña's teachings about embracing failure and learning from setbacks demonstrate this principle powerfully. He has identified that the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not the absence of failure, but the interpretation of failure. While average people see failure as evidence of their inadequacy, masters see failure as data, education, and preparation for future success. The failure reframe matrix consists of 4 questions that you ask immediately after any setback. 1. What specific lesson does this experience teach me? 2. How has this experience strengthened my character or resilience? 3. What new skills or knowledge do I need to develop based on this feedback? 4. How can I use this experience to serve or help others facing similar challenges? By systematically processing every failure through this matrix, you begin to develop what psychologists call anti-fragility, the ability to grow stronger from stress and adversity rather than being weakened by it. Then strategy 2, the confidence compound interest effect. Just as money grows through compound interest, confidence grows through what I call the confidence compound interest effect. This occurs when you systematically build evidence of your capabilities through progressively challenging accomplishments. The key is to design what I call confidence challenges, carefully structured experiences that push you slightly beyond your comfort zone while maintaining a high probability of success. Each successful challenge provides evidence of your growth while preparing you for greater challenges. Start with challenges that represent a 10% stretch beyond your current comfort zone. As you succeed at these challenges, gradually increase the difficulty. This approach builds confidence in a sustainable way because each success provides genuine evidence of your expanding capabilities. Examples of confidence challenges might include speaking up in a meeting when you normally stay quiet, starting a conversation with someone you admire, taking on a project that requires learning new skills, setting and achieving a fitness goal that seemed impossible 90 days ago, having an honest conversation about something that matters to you. And strategy 3, the master's mindset models. The most successful individuals have developed sophisticated mental models that automatically generate confidence in challenging situations. These models represent years of refined thinking and can be adopted and adapted by anyone willing to practice them consistently. And the experiment model. Instead of viewing challenges as tests of your worth, view them as experiments designed to gather data. This removes the emotional charge from outcomes and maintains your confidence regardless of results. Then the service model. Focus on how you can serve others rather than how you might fail or be judged. This naturally reduces self-consciousness and increases confidence because your attention is directed outward rather than inward. The learning model. Approach every situation as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than a performance that must be perfect. This maintains your confidence because success is measured by learning rather than perfection. The contribution model. Evaluate your worth based on the value you contribute rather than the recognition you receive. This creates sustainable confidence because it is based on factors within your control. And strategy 4. The energy management matrix. That's an advanced confidence requires sophisticated energy management. The masters understand that confidence is not just a mental state. It is an energetic state that can be consciously cultivated and maintained. I have analyzed the energy management practices of high performers and identified 4 key areas. A mental energy. Protect your mental energy by limiting exposure to negative news, gossip, and pessimistic people. Invest your mental energy in learning, creating, and problem-solving rather than worry and rumination. Emotional energy. Practice emotional regulation techniques that allow you to maintain optimism and enthusiasm even during challenging periods. This includes gratitude practices, positive visualization, and conscious mood management. Physical energy. Optimize your physical practices to maintain high energy levels throughout the day. This includes strategic nutrition, exercise timing, and recovery practices that support sustained performance. Spiritual energy. Connect regularly with your sense of purpose and meaning to maintain motivation and resilience during difficult times. Met Strategy 5. The social proof acceleration system. Confidence is often a social phenomenon. We develop self-belief partly through the feedback and recognition we receive from others. The masters accelerate this process by systematically building social proof of their capabilities and value. This is not about seeking external validation for its own sake, but about creating visible evidence of your impact and abilities that reinforces your internal confidence. Strategies include documenting and sharing your successes and lessons learned, seeking testimonials and feedback from those you have helped, building a reputation for reliability and excellence in your field, teaching or mentoring others in areas where you have developed expertise, contributing to your community in ways that align with your values and strengths. These advanced strategies represent the difference between temporary confidence boosts and permanent confidence transformation. They require more sophistication and commitment than basic confidence-building techniques, but they produce results that are proportionally more powerful and lasting. Chapter 9. Maintaining confidence during life's inevitable storms. Life will test your confidence. This is not a possibility. It is a certainty. Economic downturns, relationship challenges, health issues, professional setbacks, and personal losses are part of the human experience. The question is not whether you will face these storms, but whether your confidence will survive them intact and perhaps even emerge stronger. I have studied individuals who have maintained their self-belief through the most challenging circumstances, and I have discovered that they possess what I call storm-proof confidence, a type of self-belief that is not dependent on external circumstances, but is anchored in something deeper and more permanent. The wisdom shared by Les Brown, who overcame tremendous personal challenges to become one of the world's most respected motivational speakers, demonstrates this principle powerfully. His famous declaration that it's possible is not naive optimism. It is the result of developing confidence that survives contact with reality's harshest tests. Storm-proof confidence is built on 4 unshakable foundations. Foundation 1, identity-based confidence. Most people build their confidence on achievements, possessions, or other people's opinions. While these external factors can provide temporary confidence boosts, they create fragile self-belief because they can be lost or taken away. Identity-based confidence, in contrast, is built on who you are rather than what you have accomplished. It is rooted in your character, values, growth mindset, and commitment to contribution rather than your current circumstances or past achievements. Jeffrey Setioan's teaching about identity shifting, moving from trying to be a better husband to I am a great husband, illustrates this principle perfectly. When your confidence is based on your identity as someone who is committed to growth, service, and authentic expression, external setbacks become temporary inconveniences rather than threats to your self-worth. To develop identity-based confidence, focus on defining yourself by your values and character rather than your achievements, viewing challenges as opportunities to demonstrate your commitment to growth, measuring success by your effort, and integrity rather than external outcomes. Building confidence through daily actions that align with your highest self-foundation. Foundation 2, process-focused confidence. Storm-proof confidence comes from mastering processes rather than controlling outcomes. When you develop unshakable confidence in your ability to handle whatever life presents, you become virtually immune to the confidence-destroying effects of unexpected setbacks. This aligns perfectly with Jeffrey Setioan's teaching about process over outcome and the farmer's mindset. When you focus on consistently executing the processes that lead to success, learning, growing, serving, creating value, you develop confidence that is independent of any specific result. Process-focused confidence includes confidence in your ability to learn new skills when needed, confidence in your resilience and ability to recover from setbacks, confidence in your problem-solving abilities, confidence in your capacity to adapt and evolve, confidence in your commitment to keep trying regardless of temporary failures. Foundation. 3. Spiritual confidence. The deepest level of confidence comes from a connection to something greater than yourself. Whether you call it God, the universe, life force, or simply the interconnectedness of all things. This spiritual confidence provides an anchor that holds steady regardless of external storms. This is not about specific religious beliefs, but about developing a sense of meaning and purpose that transcends your personal circumstances. When you believe that your life has meaning and that you are part of something larger than yourself, you naturally develop resilience and confidence that external circumstances cannot shake. Spiritual confidence might include faith that challenges serve a purpose in your growth and development, belief that you have unique gifts to contribute to the world, trust that life is generally moving in a positive direction despite temporary setbacks, confidence that you are supported by forces beyond your individual efforts, peace that comes from accepting what you cannot control while taking responsibility for what you can. Foundation 4. Community-supported confidence. Human beings are social creatures, and our confidence is naturally influenced by the communities we belong to. Storm-proof confidence requires building relationships and communities that provide support, encouragement, and perspective during difficult times. This goes beyond simply surrounding yourself with positive people. It involves actively contributing to communities where mutual support and shared growth are the norm. When you are part of a community that believes in your potential and supports your growth, you have access to confidence that extends beyond your individual psychology. When the storm navigation protocol, when life's inevitable storms arrive, follow this protocol to maintain and even strengthen your confidence. An immediate response. First 24 to 48 hours, acknowledge the reality of the situation without catastrophizing, activate your support network, and seek appropriate help. Focus on basic self-care to maintain physical and emotional stability. Remind yourself of your core identity and values. Short-term adaptation, first 1 to 4 weeks. Assess what aspects of the situation you can and cannot control. Develop a plan for addressing the controllable elements. Adjust your expectations and timeline while maintaining your core goals. Use the experience as an opportunity to practice resilience and problem-solving at long-term integration, 1 to 12 months. Extract lessons and wisdom from the experience. Identify how the challenge has strengthened your character or capabilities. Integrate new skills or perspectives gained through the difficulty. Use your experience to help others facing similar challenges and future prevention and preparation. Assess what systems or preparations could help you handle similar challenges better in the future. Strengthen the areas of weakness that the storm revealed. Build greater redundancy and resilience into your life systems. Develop even deeper confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes. Remember, storms are not punishments. They are strength training for your confidence. Every storm you weather successfully provides evidence of your resilience and capability that no amount of positive thinking alone can provide. The goal is not to avoid all storms, but to develop confidence so robust that storms become opportunities for growth rather than threats to your self-belief. Chapter 10. The Confidence Legacy. Living as your highest self. True confidence is not a destination you reach, but a way of being that you embody. When you have done the deep work of building unshakable self-belief across all dimensions of your life, you naturally begin to live as your highest self, the person you were meant to become when freed from the limitations of doubt, fear, and other people's expectations. Living as your highest self creates what I call a confidence legacy, a positive impact that extends far beyond your own life to influence your family, community, and everyone whose life you touch. This legacy is not built through perfection, but through authentic expression, consistent growth, and genuine service to others. I have observed that individuals who achieve this level of integrated confidence share certain characteristics that transcend their specific achievements or circumstances. They have developed what I call the 7 dimensions of authentic leadership, ways of being that naturally inspire confidence in themselves and others. Dimension 1, authentic expression. Your highest self expresses authentically rather than performing for approval. You say what you mean what you say, and align your actions with your deepest values regardless of external pressures or expectations. This authenticity creates natural confidence because you are not wasting energy maintaining false personas or seeking validation for being someone you are not. When Tony Robbins speaks about the importance of being true to yourself, he touches upon this fundamental truth. Authentic expression is both a source and a result of genuine confidence. Authentic expression requires the courage to be vulnerable and honest about your experiences, the willingness to express unpopular opinions when they align with your values, the commitment to honor your needs and boundaries, the strength to admit mistakes and continue growing, the confidence to share your gifts without apology or diminishment. And Dimension 2, visionary thinking. Your highest self thinks in terms of possibilities rather than limitations. You see potential where others see problems, opportunities where others see obstacles, and solutions where others see only difficulties. This visionary thinking is not naive optimism. It is the result of developing confidence in your ability to learn, adapt, and create value regardless of circumstances. When Stephen Bartlett speaks about entrepreneurial vision and the importance of thinking beyond current limitations, he demonstrates this principle in action. Visionary thinking includes the ability to see beyond current circumstances to future possibilities, the skill of identifying opportunities that others miss, the confidence to pursue long-term goals despite short-term challenges, the wisdom to balance optimism with practical planning, the courage to act on your vision even when others doubt. At Dimension 3, generous leadership. Your highest self leads through service rather than domination. You use your confidence and capabilities to lift others up rather than to establish your superiority. This generous leadership creates a positive cycle where helping others succeed increases your own confidence and success. Mark Cuban's approach to business and mentorship exemplifies this principle. He has used his success to create opportunities for other entrepreneurs, understanding that true wealth and confidence come from contribution rather than accumulation. Generous leadership manifests as mentoring others who are earlier in their journey, creating opportunities for others to succeed and grow, sharing knowledge and resources freely, celebrating others' successes without jealousy, using your influence to make positive changes in your community and dimension. Resilient optimism. Your highest self maintains hope and positive expectation even during difficult times. This is not blind optimism that ignores reality, but resilient optimism that acknowledges challenges while maintaining faith in your ability to overcome them. This resilient optimism is built on the foundation of all the work you have done to develop storm-proof confidence. You have evidence of your ability to handle adversity, learn from setbacks, and emerge stronger from challenges. Resilient optimism includes the ability to maintain hope during uncertain times, the skill of finding opportunity within adversity, the wisdom to learn from negative experiences without becoming cynical, the strength to support others who are struggling, the confidence that challenges are temporary while growth is permanent. And dimension 5, continuous evolution. Your highest self embraces change and growth as natural parts of life rather than threats to stability. You remain curious, open to learning, and willing to evolve your beliefs and approaches based on new evidence and experience. This continuous evolution prevents your confidence from becoming arrogance or rigidity. Instead, your self-belief becomes more sophisticated and nuanced over time, allowing you to handle increasingly complex challenges and opportunities. Continuous evolution manifests as actively seeking feedback and new perspectives, regularly questioning and updating your beliefs and approaches, embracing challenges that require learning new skills, remaining humble about how much you still have to learn, viewing every experience as an opportunity for growth. And dimension 6, integrated wisdom. Your highest self makes decisions based on wisdom that integrates rational analysis, intuitive guidance, ethical considerations, and long-term thinking. You have developed the confidence to trust your judgment while remaining open to input from others. This integrated wisdom comes from the holistic development of mind, body, soul, relationships, and wealth. You no longer make decisions based solely on financial gain, social approval, or immediate gratification, but consider the full impact of your choices on all aspects of your life and the lives of others. Integrated wisdom includes the ability to balance short-term needs with long-term vision, the skill of considering multiple perspectives before making important decisions, the wisdom to know when to act and when to wait, the confidence to make difficult decisions that align with your values, the maturity to accept responsibility for the consequences of your choices, and mention 7, transcendent purpose. Your highest self is motivated by purpose that extends beyond personal gain to include service to others and contribution to something greater than yourself. This transcendent purpose provides meaning that sustains you through any challenge and creates the deepest possible foundation for lasting confidence. When you live with transcendent purpose, your daily actions become expressions of your deepest values rather than mere tasks to be completed. Work becomes service, relationships become opportunities for mutual growth, and challenges become chances to demonstrate your commitment to your highest ideals. And creating your confidence legacy. Your confidence legacy is not built through grand gestures or perfect performance, but through the accumulation of daily choices to live as your highest self. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, growth over comfort, service over selfishness, and hope over fear, you are building a legacy that will outlast your lifetime. This legacy lives in the people you inspire to believe in themselves, the problems you solve, and the value you create, the examples you set through your choices and actions, the love and encouragement you share with others, the positive changes you make in your community and world, your confidence. Legacy begins today, with your next choice to act from your highest self rather than your fears or limitations. As you continue to grow and evolve, this legacy becomes a source of meaning and fulfillment that transcends any individual achievement or external recognition. With conclusion, your complete blueprint for unshakable confidence. My dear friend, we have traveled together through the complete architecture of authentic confidence. You now possess not just theoretical knowledge, but a practical blueprint for transforming every aspect of your life from the inside out. Let me leave you with the fundamental truth that underlies everything we have discussed. Confidence is not something you lack. It is something you have temporarily forgotten. Every human being is born with infinite potential, boundless creativity, and the capacity for greatness. Self-doubt is simply the accumulation of experiences, messages, and beliefs that have obscured this truth, but it cannot destroy it. The principles we have explored, from mental conditioning to physical vitality, from soul alignment to relationship mastery, from financial intelligence to spiritual connection, these are not separate techniques, but interconnected elements of a complete life system that naturally generates unshakable self-belief. When Jeremy Miner teaches advanced sales techniques, when Jeffrey Setiawan shares relationship mastery principles, when Tony Robbins speaks about state management, when Alex Hormozi explains value creation, they are all pointing toward the same fundamental truth. Success in any area of life begins with the confidence to take action in spite of uncertainty, fear, or past failures. The work is not easy, but it is simple. Every day, you choose between expansion and contraction, between growth and stagnation, between your highest self and your conditioned limitations. The compound effect of these daily choices will determine whether you live as the person you truly are or remain trapped in the prison of who you think you are supposed to be. Your transformation begins not with a massive overhaul of your entire life, but with your next decision to act from confidence rather than doubt. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, trust in the process, stay consistent with the practices, and allow the natural unfolding of your authentic power. Now, my friend, you possess a complete blueprint for success. Take action today. Strengthen your mind through conscious thought selection and mental rehearsal. Honor your body through movement and proper nutrition. Align your soul with your authentic purpose and values. Deepen your relationships through genuine care and mutual support, and build wealth through consistent value creation and financial intelligence. If this message has illuminated new pathways for you, I ask that you like this video and subscribe to join our growing community of holistic achievers. Together, we are building the Thought Leaders Mindset Community, a gathering of individuals committed to excellence in every dimension of life. Your complete success lifts all of us. Until we meet again, live fully, love deeply, and achieve greatly. And remember, you have something special. You have greatness within you. The world is waiting for what only you can provide. Your time is now.